Hello everyone. Um, we all have players we wish we'd signed and we've seen them go on the move and done amazingly well. So here's one. How about a list of players that we've been linked with, didn't get, and it turned out it was a good thing we didn't in the end. Because that's exactly what I believe it was This Is Anfield has done. Yeah, This Is Anfield has a list and said here's our 11 of players who we've tried to sign but are moving elsewhere. Thankfully, they never arrived. So, who would be the goalkeeper? And they have named Jack Butland, who at the time was a target for the England #1 jersey. Well, not target. He was a target who we identified, and he was seen to be the England #1. And at the time we didn't go for him. We bought a Brazilian a year later called Alisson. As for Butler now, he's playing for Rangers in the Scottish Premier League. Right back, we have Lucas Neal. Now, this was in Rafa's era, and he was in Blackburn and then West Ham. And in fact, he moved to West Ham instead of us. Centre back, Phil Jones. And he went to Man United. The other centre back option was Ashley Williams. Because he was from Swansea and had links to Brendan Rodgers. He went to the other half of Merseyside, went to Everton. We saw how well that ended out for him. Left back, we have Ben Chilwell. He was the top choice, and in the end we went for Andy Robertson. Ben Chilwell went to Chelsea, and who's had the better career there since. If we look to the central midfield, a name that's probably more recent in memory is Romeo Lavia, ex-Southampton. We haggled over the fee, if I remember rightly, and he went to Chelsea. I'm pretty much sure that was a deal done just before Casado. The next midfielder on the list, also the summer of 23, Mason Mount. He went to Old Trafford, and how's he done there? We didn't go for him. We signed a Hungarian by the name of Dominik Szoboszlai. The number 10 is Thomas Lemar. Now, name may not mean much to some people, but he was a key part of a Monaco side reaching the Champions League semi-finals, and that was in 2017, and that team featured Fabinho. We all know where Fabinho ended up, and Kylian Mbappe. He went to Atletico Madrid in 2018. He's done okay there. He's not been a complete flop, but he's never matched what he promised at Monaco. Right wing. Now, this one would be interesting for some. Some may know the story, some may not. We were in talks over a new contract for Mo Salah. They were stalling, and apparently the player has admitted this himself, that he was very close to joining us, and it is a Brazilian by the name of Antony. £86 million move later to Man United. Probably one of the worst buys we've seen to the Premier League. He was an absolute disaster at Old Trafford. Left wing, it was Nicolas Pepe. And here, let's have a look here. He went to Arsenal for 72 million in 2019, but apparently we were trying to sign him at the same time. His time at Arsenal was that good. He went to Trabzonspor in 2023. 9 assists in 80 Premier League games for 72 million. Striker. Now, this is Anfield says, Bundesliga experts seemed adamant that this player would be a perfect fit for Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp. A player that did move to the Premier League twice, once to Tottenham, and which is the more recent one, and previously Chelsea. It is Timo Werner. And who did we get instead? Diego Jota. So it's just interesting to see some of the players mentioned there. It's a interesting. Thank God we didn't sign them 11 players that did show potential before they moved. I mean, Jack Butland linked with the England #1 spot. Timo Werner was a success in Germany. He was highly rated alongside was Kai Havertz. We know I was going to say, in fact, he was so good, I've forgotten the other midfielder from Monaco now. But there's players at the time were rated really highly, and we were trying to sign them. I mean, Pepe was a prospect. He didn't look awful when I'd seen him play, and then he comes to England and a complete disaster. But it's not the first time players have been linked with clubs and come over, and even world-class players have come to England and flopped. I mean, I'll go back even further. Sweden had Thomas Brolin, good player, really good player, went to Leeds, did nothing. Man City had Robinho, we know he's not a rubbish player, but he didn't really set the light at Man City. One of the key dangers we faced in the Istanbul final in 2005 was Andrei Shevchenko. Milan, he was one of the most deadliest strikers in European football. Goes to Chelsea and was a complete flop. We had Fernando Torres, and goes to Chelsea, and it doesn't work out for him. These things happen. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Thank you very much anyway. Take care.